Well, the oil tanks have undergone a rebranding to slightly Englishify them with something a little bit more familiar than Arco. We have gone to Bom 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 SO Blue. Yeah, if you're old enough to remember that. So yeah, found a company ad fix. They're on eBay. Wow, broke the bank there. 6 stickers, £2. That was I've been sat on them doing my usual trick and left it for a while, and then they eventually give you a private offer. I think it was about £2.20, £2.50 originally. So white vinyl stickers. You get 6 on a sheet. I did have to just trim them slightly, so a little bit of careful scissor work. And yeah, now we have SO flashing oil tankers. I've just done both of them, so I think they carefully lift it out. Well, I think that was me first. It's a little bit more wavy on the cut, but yeah, I don't think you can actually see the line much, can you? It's just their vinyl sheet. The white seems to blend in very well with the existing one. So now they're English, we've got a SO oil terminal in the making. And should I find another one of those cheap enough, we've got enough for another one. Or maybe a scratch built one a little bit bigger. Who knows? And over on the bench, along with Mr. Loki, is another triple package. More on that later, hopefully. Well, I just picked one of these up, not from hands, I'm just using them for information purposes, because that's about all they are useful for nowadays. This one should be DC-able. I've just had it on my rolling road, picked it up for 70 quid on eBay. It's a 8F, branded under Northeastern, as they took delivery of some of them as well. But the guy who sell them, I think his dad's died. He was an avid collector. Everything was under Northeastern. I don't think any of it was used. There's no signs of it. It was quite stiff. Needs running in. No marks whatsoever on any of the wheels to indicate it's been on rails. And I also bought this lovely little J36 at the same time, which has got the slightly different London and Northeastern Railway. So I had bought a TTS chip for one of these when it was a too good not to pass price, with the view to possibly using it in something else London Northeastern based. It's equally small, like a J15, but this came up for a good price as well, so it'd be rude not to, really, wouldn't it? And this is its first outing on the test bench. And again, it was a little stiff to start, as you can see. My dog's not trying to push everything out of the way. It's another nice little runner. So she's all snug back in the box, and the last one, as I said to Mark in one of his comments, I think about I've got the old Lima version of this. I was thinking about selling some of the older stuff that won't make the transition properly, and I got this one and all. So my old J50 will be on the market. But what is the sign of a good eBay? You think, well, service of the guy had a bit of a patchy past. Looking at his feedback, you know, I checked out because he had quite a lot of logos listed. And when I bought these 3, there was no option on the checkout to request a combined total, because obviously £4.75 postage times 3 is a lot more than what 3 locos would cost to send normally. But he hadn't enabled the option on his checkout. But he did message me back and said check the package. And guess what I just nearly cut through? Yes, I call that a good sign, don't you? So the £12 odd postage was a good discount. So we'll just put this on the bench test and check this one off. Well, I can't see any sign of running, and another sign it's never been used. None of the couplings have ever been fitted. See if we can set her up on the rolling road. I can't see whether the flanges are there. Everything's still in the pack. So let's just put the pins back in and see. The wobble is the bearings on the test. And hopefully it's not the Loco. This one does seem a little bit tight. Well, we'll give it a little stretch its legs a little bit, and we'll come back to you. That's better. Well, we've got a skirt off, as Alan would say. As you can see, it's running quite nicely, but there was a little knock and the body was lifting. I've got something amiss somewhere. You might have spotted it on the video. I haven't reviewed it to check, but the photograph reveals, whoops, yeah, bloody orientation. You can see the little crack in the frame, and I don't know whether it's meant to be glued to the main body. All that sort of surrounding piece comes away. Whether it's meant to or not, I don't know. It is partially attached at the back, so the screws there hold the weights in all along the side of the tender or the boiler, and you might just be able to make it out. There was a crack there, and that section above my thumb was hanging down, which meant that the rods were knocking on that, I believe. So I've just tacked a little dab of glue on the lugs there, held that together till the glue bond, and then again the fixing points there, just to go. I mean, this is obviously new, second hand as it were. I haven't bought this from Amazon / Hornby, so obviously if it was brand new from a retailer I'd return it, but I've took a photograph. I'll let them know there's some minor damage that I've repaired. If I send it back and got a refund, I ain't going to pick another one up in this condition, albeit a slight little fracture, for the 60 odd quid that I paid for this. Bearing in mind I've also got that back anyway, so I think we're still ahead. And as you can hear, she's quite quiet. Well, there we go. I just looked on the picture of the advert, and that little bit of damage is evident on the picture, although you got to know where to look to see it. But there's the one it's now going to replace, which is the old Lima variant. And having a quick look there, you can see the old one's got plastic moulded lines, which I know some people do trim off and fit handrails to. And the body work isn't hugely different. It is really just those sort of slight detail embellishments like wire handrails, lamp irons, darts for the boiler. You have got the extra brass whistle and safety valves, where that one's only just got the valves. There's just a little mould, but they are things you could do with this bodywork if you so chose. Handrail detail there on the boiler. Smoke box is slightly different, but yeah, there's not masses of difference here. It's just very subtle. Steps are slightly finer detailed. But yeah, let's just have a go and see what the old girl will do. Bit of difference in the noise. Wheels are in severe need of cleaning on this one, but well, if anyone's interested in it, it's surplus to requirements now. Well, a bit of wheel cleaner improved its operational performance, but yeah, it just needs a good clean on the wheels. But don't know what a boxed one's worth. I'll have to have a look. Well, another little eBay find. Will be a bargain as long as it's all there. It's quite an old kit. I dare say it's like many of the people who buy a Will's Craftsman's kit. They see the lovely little picture and think it's a kit they're going to assemble, and don't realise you literally have to scratch build it from plastic sheets, which usually means, oh my god, and they leave them in the box forevermore, which is how I've come by this one, I think. Looks like it's been kicking around a few years. I'm going to get it out of the pack single-handedly, so I will cut back shortly. So when you buy it, that's what you see on the front cover of the advert and in the box. On the box is that little picture, and you think, oh, that's nice, I'll glue all those bits together and I'll make that. What in actual fact you get, because people don't read the small print about craftsman's kits, are basically, it's a pack of wheels sheets, which does mean you can modify the house, make it larger, or even if you've got a set of plans like these that come with it, you can pretty much make one from scratch. Most of the parts are their range of items available. There's sort of bits on this that aren't, like the snug and some of the window surrounds. I don't think they do as accessories, but you could use normal planking to make that happen, some plastic card and things. So it's really to put you on a foot of scratch building from scratch, rather than these sort of kits. So obviously you've got the option here, you can omit a window or move a door or put it somewhere else, make the kit a little bit more individual. I think I've done the station, I haven't quite actually ever finished that off, because I'll refer you to my first ever video on this channel that time and events overtook completion of the model. It's carefully squirreled away. Hopefully I've still got this station equivalent of this somewhere, so I'm not going to attempt this yet because I've got some laser kits to do. I've got some more on the way, and obviously if I assemble them I've got to box them up and keep them safe. So while they're like that, they're not really a storage issue or at risk from getting damaged, so they will probably be some of the items that I don't get round to until I've actually got some bricks and mortar to put them in, as shall we say.